Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Charles here again, and you saw that I got that Mystery Ranch MSOB overload pack, and it was in pretty dang good condition. That was from AA Surplus Sales. I've never heard of them. I guess they're in Long Island and in New York, or on the island anyway. But I already washed it by hand with a brush and a hose and some cleaners. And basically, the cleaner I like to use is like this, Kids and Pets. This stuff has enzymes in there, and then it starts, the enzymes break down organic material. However, I don't believe that it kills mildew and things like that. So this was just to get rid of the cosmetic dirt and sweat. I mean, there were salt lines on the padding and things like that, and so this stuff helps clean that, kill a lot of odor and things like that. The next step is, because it kind of smelled kind of mildewy to me, it's not the fault of the surplus place, but it's from, in the Marines there, they probably stowed it kind of damp somewhere, and didn't completely dry it. So the next step that I use on all my packs, tents, surplus stuff at home, I use Concrobium. I'm not paid by AA Surplus, Mystery Ranch, Concrobium, Kids and Pets. And this is all on my own. I paid for everything myself. Anyway, I've already pretty much sprayed this stuff. It has a nice mist. This stuff, when it dries, it crystallizes. It's just some kind of mineral salt. But when that salt crystallizes, it kills mildew, and those crystals will also prevent mildew spores from growing. This is the last component that I haven't doused with this. Now when you're doing this stuff too, is you need to make sure that you open up all of these pockets and things like these. So a lot of these modern packs have like a waterproof or water resistant coating. So in this case, polyurethane coating inside of here as DWR on the outside. So the DWR makes it a little bit difficult for water-based stuff to stick to it. So you just have to make sure you get a nice mist on there. But more importantly, you need to open up these pockets and then make sure the mist goes inside of there. Because you have this water-resistant stuff, water doesn't want to evaporate, and that's where these mildew is going to just stay alive inside of there. So if I did not open this up, spray this stuff inside of here, I think it would work on the vast majority of it, and I wouldn't really notice. But I'm, from experience in having a lot of surplus things that I've owned or still own, I always try to be very thorough. So there's some pockets through here. You can see, I mean, there's pockets everywhere. So I opened everything up, sprayed everything, even the mesh, because anything that's organic doesn't like dry right, and that's where even on mesh, like, mildew can grow. I've had to take out all the components. I put it in the pocket there. So for the last piece, I'm just going to spray the outside. This really doesn't take too long, and because it's such a fine mist, it really doesn't take too long to dry. I just want to make sure I've got a good mist pretty much covering every piece on here. And you want to do this inside and outside because this stuff is primarily going to be on the inside, but it'll also stay on the outside. And you don't want to have any place for that stuff to survive and come back again. I've done that with some product or with some items before, and you know, lo and behold, you know, a year later I've got that same smell coming back because I wasn't thorough enough. So now, especially with this, is not a inexpensive thing. Now, it was a great price from AA Surplus, but it's a large enough investment that I want to make sure I keep this thing and prevent any more smell from there. And then this stuff's not too expensive. I think it's probably around $12 to $15 currently. I don't remember exactly. It's completely safe. I've seen the rep. He'll drink this stuff and he'll show you how safe it is by drinking it. And like I said, it's just some kind of mineral salt, so it's not something that's going to kill pets, humans, extraterrestrial aliens, stuff like that. Well, maybe if they can't survive salt or something like that. You see here, this is a place where there's a lot of closed area. This is just where you stow things, and you've got foam. So this foam, I wonder if I could take that out. Yeah, I think I will. Geez, I didn't even know. See, I'm still getting familiar with this pack. So here's a great example. Like if I didn't take this pad out, and that's a very big potential or existing mildew, because it likes to grow on this stuff. And I'm not familiar with this. I had a Metcalf, which has an overload thing. I sold it, but the lid on it was not a little mini day pack. Didn't have all these straps on there. That's how they save money, is just by giving you a basic lid instead of the nicer one. And it's another reason you need to do this too is you can't, like this has a rigid I'm assuming that these are probably carbon inside of these tubes, so it's not something I can completely turn it inside out. I know people say, oh, just air it outside in the sun. Well, there's a lot of areas where the sun wouldn't be able to hit this, so I'm making sure I get Concrobium everywhere. Now sometimes if I saturate it too much, you might see a little bit of salt lines, but this stuff is so fine you don't really notice. And then in that case, all I do is usually just wipe it. I'll use a wet rag with the Concrobium. You know, I don't want to clean it because that defeats the purpose of leaving the salt crystals there. But if I use a rag with this later, if I see any salt lines and wipe it down, it's going to even it out and pretty much get rid of that chalky look. And see, I've got to make sure I get into those little corners once again. And it looks like I am pretty much done with this entire thing. I'm going to put these things outside, and by the end of the day, I should not have any more poopy smell on my pack. Like I said, I've used this on tents, other surplus just everyday items, things like that. I've used it in my house. I had to open up my wall and I sprayed it inside there where it got saturated with water, and just to prevent mold from coming in. Oh yeah, I better put it on this Alright, so all this stuff's going outside. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good one.